What's up, everybody? For those that don't know, my name is Joey. Most people know me by Snow Rock. So if you haven't heard, let me break it down for you. I'm uh I'm I'm not a book that you can judge by its cover. When you look at me and you see me, it's like, what? This dude is a Crip. What? White boys aren't Crips. But see, that's where you're wrong. Some of them are. You know what I mean? I'm not the only one. There's other ones. And for my story, I spent majority of my life in prison. I spent over 20 years in the California prison system. I started out level one in '91, and by the time I paroled in '94, I had got up to one point away from level four. I paroled from level three in Corcoran. I got out, stayed out 7 months. 7 months, came right back. Came back for a fist fight in another country. I got sentenced for assault with a deadly weapon for a fist fight. Coming back from a Club XS in 1994. Coming back from Club XS on the Ped Bridge, got into a fight with some Navy guys. And, ended up getting all this time because I wouldn't work with the prosecutor and help him, prosecute other friends of mine. But basically, you know how it goes. If you give me three, you go free. It's always somebody, you can run and tell to. It doesn't matter, it ain't gonna work anyhow. I've heard so many stories about how these snitches be telling on people, and then after they tell, then when it comes back, they didn't get nothing for it. You dummy, you did all that, for nothing. You ruined other people's lives and your own. I don't know. Keep your mouth shut. But nah, tonight I'm talking about prison politics. So a lot of people have heard of how it is in prison. In California prison, it's racial. Everything is, you have racial groups that, get into riots against each other all the time, and this is propagated by the police and the staff to keep inmates in control. Because as long as they control the inmates, they control us, then they ain't got to worry about us attacking them or trying to get out. And that's their job, is to keep us in. So they've created a system. It works. Ain't nobody escaping no more. But yeah, it's that this is the system. This is the system that it is. So, and for me, I'm out the system. I've been out a long time. I've been out longer than I've been out since I was 9. I'm doing the best I've ever been doing. Living my best life. I'm blessed by the best and praying for the rest. I've been through a bunch and trying to get some of my stories out here, keep some of y'all entertained. But so talking about when you're talking about prison politics, you're talking about how, if you go to prison, whatever race you are, you go be with that group. You know what I mean? If you're Hispanic, you go with the Hispanics. You go, and then there's groups within groups. Because if you're Hispanic, but you're like a border brother, then you're different. You're not a Sereno. That's a different group. They're all both Hispanic, and they will come together when it's a riot. And it doesn't matter whether they're Sereno, border brother, or what. When the riot kicks off, all Mexicans will come together to, to fight. And that's when it gets bad in prison. So prison politics are there. I don't know. It's I didn't because I was white and I was with the blacks. What? Yeah, so that's the thing. When I went up in there, it was an issue because the whites don't go with the blacks. The blacks, whites aren't allowed to eat after a black man, drink or smoke or none of that, and you're not allowed to live in the cell with them. You're not allowed to, and this is the prison politics. This is the rules. When I come to prison, this is the way it is, and they're telling me this, and I'm a Crip. So that goes out the window because I'm a Crip. And then the staff are like, what? No, you don't want to do that. That's because they know the racial uh situations it's going to cause in the prison. When I first went to prison, it was problems as soon as I hit the yard. The whites had a problem, so you know what I'm saying, we had to fight. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying, my homeboys told me you ain't gotta worry about nobody doing nothing to you, you know what I'm saying, but if somebody wanna fight one on one, you gotta get down. And I've been fighting all my life, so you know what I mean, I ain't got a problem with it, let's go. So that's the way it was, and I fought my way through prison. And you know what I'm saying, I'm not here trying to brag about it, but you go ask somebody. It's one real light skinned white boy, you know what I'm saying, that ran through prison, you know what I'm saying, open invitation, anybody one on one, and you know what I'm saying, ended up walking out of the prison. Didn't go PC, didn't go protective custody, didn't go sensitive needs, didn't hide behind nobody's apron or skirt or, you know what I'm saying, was up on the front line in, you know what I'm saying, when it was crunch time, yeah, front line, and I did that because I knew, you know what I'm saying, I had homies, I had people that laced me up. So they told me how it was going to be and what I was going to have to deal with. And it wasn't that I was looking forward to it, but you know what I'm saying, you think about it when, you know what I'm saying, when you're a kid and you come up and you know what I'm saying, most people, you know what I'm saying, a little bit older than you are getting locked up and going to prison. You already been all through the juvenile system. So you know what I'm saying, prison ain't that far away. And it's what, you know what I'm saying, in my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, we've seen homies go away and then, like I guess in some Connecticut neighborhood, you know what I mean? People, you know what I'm saying, my teenage boy might go away, come back, from college or whatever, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No, the homies went to the pen, they went to the school of hard knocks. You know what I mean? We didn't have it, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have it like that. But it was grimy, you know what I mean? And I survived. I'm still here. I've been, you know what I'm saying, in prison I was stabbed. I've been stabbed over 13 times. I've been in more fights than I can remember. I've been, you know what I'm saying, I even I got into it with the police. The police beat the brakes off of me. you know, I'm not a tough guy. I ain't, you know what I'm saying, I ain't pushing no line on nobody. I'm the one trying to survive, you know what I mean? And most people didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, prison politics for a white crip are different than everybody else. Because everybody is supposed to go along with the rules and do what you're supposed to do. Well, I'm a man and I'm gonna do what I choose to do. Doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean? Situations chose, you know what I'm saying? I chose my side of the fence and I rolled it out. Luckily, you know what I'm saying, I say luckily, but I think, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't by luck because I'm not a big believer in luck. I believe everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? There's a plan. Somebody, you know what I'm saying, knows it. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I ask for guidance. I ask for, you know what I'm saying, I ask for, you know what I'm saying, spiritual guidance to lead me where I need to be so that I can do what I need to do. And I'm here. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm here now. So a couple people are listening. I know a couple people, so if that's what it is, that's what it is. But like when I was in prison, I had to worry about, whites trying to kill me. I mean, and I got the staff is trying to put me in a cell with the whites, with a white inmate, or with, you know what I'm saying, and I'm fearing for my safety because if you put this guy in the cell with me, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what he's gonna do, you know what I'm saying, wait for me to go to sleep or something. I'm not gonna allow that. So if you put a white boy in my cell, then I'm gonna beat him up. And that's the way it was. So the police was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? First they put me in an empty cell. And they're like, you know what I'm saying, okay. And you know what I'm saying, if they try, look, I let the white boy know at the door. I'm like, hey, homie, you know what I'm saying, I'm a crip. You coming up in this cell, you know what I'm saying, it's going down. And he look at me and look at the police like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, man, that's up to you. You grown. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be right here in the back of the cell. This is all I got. I ain't got no place to go. I ain't got nothing else. I ain't got no key to get out. I'm not fisting to roll up and fold up, you know what I'm saying, and go be protective custody. That's not that's not how I get down. It's just not in me. So that was my only choice. In my mind, that was my only choice. And I took it. And I told the white boy, you know what I'm saying, look, you come up in here, this is what's going down. And he chose not to come up in here, and they moved him, took him back to wherever they took him, and closed my door. And you know what I'm saying, it happened a couple times. It was a lot of situations, and you know what I'm saying, it's been situations where I come up in the cell and tell the dude, look, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, if I come up in here, me and you getting down, and then he, you know what I'm saying, go talk to the police. Because, you know what I'm saying, this, man, look, this crib, I'm not changing. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to allow you to catch me while I'm sleeping. You catch me from here. And that's how I survived. That's how I survived in prison. You know what I mean? It wasn't only that. There was a lot of factors that played a part, but prison politics was not my friend. Because even it's other races, you know what I mean, and they, you know what I'm saying, they want to see, put it like this. I'm like, I hit the yard. Any prison I go to in California back in the day, as soon as I get on the yard, it's a show. Because what's going to happen? Are they going to take, is this going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because there's going to be something. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Anytime a white crip hits the yard. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting it. When I'm, packing up, getting ready to go, you know what I mean? And like, okay, what? Because this is the only way I'm going to survive. And, like I said, I did, you know what I'm saying, I did over 20 years in California prisons from level 1 to level 4. I paroled, you know what I'm saying, from the hole. I did my last 8 months in the hole, due to circumstances beyond my control. All true story. Everything, you know what I'm saying, I say could be checked, you know what I'm saying, California keeps records. You know what I mean? My first offense was when I was 9 years old, you know what I'm saying, assault with a deadly weapon. I'm not a tough guy, you know what I'm saying? I was a little kid, I was 9 years old. I shot the person that broke my mom's jaw. I was a little kid trying to protect my family. But, it's hard once you get in, like my homeboy Jail Felony song, easy to get in, but it's hard as hell to get out. Once you get in the system, it's hard to get out because, you're a check, you're a payday for somebody, you know what I'm saying, who can't do nothing else. So they have to go, you know what I'm saying, stand around and babysit. And there's a lot of prison guards that, you know what I'm saying, stand around and babysit. I'm not mad at them, you know what I'm saying, I wish I would have got one of those jobs. But hey, you know what I'm saying, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? It's those officers that were doing extra, that were trying to do too much, that were making people's lives harder than it had to be. And you know what I'm saying, there's a couple of them I done crossed paths with, you know what I'm saying, so hey, I'm still here, so I made it. But nah, you know what I'm saying? These are all situations that in prison, it's like every day, for a white crip, every day your life is on the line. You don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? For me, my favorite days was when we were on lockdown for like a week or two. You know what I mean? I'm locked in my cell. I ain't got to worry about nobody. You know what I'm saying? They have controlled showers every 72 hours, every 3 days. I got a sink in my cell, a toilet in my cell. You know what I'm saying? I can bird bath, wash myself up whenever I want. So I'm good. And you know what I'm saying? That was it. I was programmed to that. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm out on the streets and a lot of stuff. I still revert. I still understand things like prison. You know what I mean? And because that's how I spend most of my life. And it's still I have problems dealing with certain things because we it's certain rules you go by and certain things we do and certain things we allow and certain things we don't. And after doing that for so long, not being able to do that is really frustrating because like, having somebody just step on your toe is nothing, to the next guy. But to me, if you step on my toe, it's like a challenge. If you don't say, excuse me, pardon me, or something, you know what I mean, something, I'm saying, my bad, whatever, you know what I mean, just acknowledge that you stepped on my toe. I don't step on nobody's toes. You know what I mean? I try not to step on nobody's toes. So, you know what I mean? I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? Somebody step on my toes, I take it, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold up, man, you know what I'm saying? You trying to challenge me for whatever. And I, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things were different inside because, violence, violence rules. So, whoever's the most violent, and I wouldn't, like I said, I'm not bragging. I'm not a tough guy. I was trying to survive. That's it. And people know, you know what I'm saying, I spent years in prison, you know what I'm saying, California prison, and surviving. All that was surviving. Now I'm out here living, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, this, like I say, this is the best life. You know what I mean? You know, I got a bunch of things coming. Keep watching, you know what I'm saying? You know, hey, while we here, why don't you go hit that subscribe button in the corner, you know what I'm saying? You know, hit that thumbs up too. Thank you. I'll see you on my next one. Y'all stay tuned.